With ranges of snow-capped mountains surrounding it, the Fraser River used to regularly flood the valley through which we're driving, especially during the annual spring thaw. Massive and expensive efforts by authorities prevented from continuing to do so. One of the largest floods to occur here caused significant damage back in 1948. Back then, Vancouver was still considered a frontier town, and this area was sparsely populated rural farmland. Still, the flood forced the evacuation of some 16,000 people, and 2,300 homes were damaged or destroyed. Quite a significant percentage of the population was affected. Today, there are a dozen or so small cities and municipalities along its shores. And results of a flood like that today would be, well, devastating. To prevent another catastrophic flood, both the federal and provincial governments have spent tremendous amounts of money to improve and expand flood protection through an extensive diking system. There are about 600 kilometers of dikes, flood boxes, and pump stations to protect communities and infrastructure. Silt, washed down from the mountain, is removed from rivers to keep them deep and able to contain as much water as possible. Every year, the Fraser threatens to flood. Engineers predict that there's a 1 in 3 chance that a significant flood will reoccur within the next 50 years. It's believed that if this happens and the mitigation efforts don't cope, the potential losses could be tens of billions, and 500,000 people would be displaced. That would not be good. The trade-off for preventing the cycle of flooding is the change it has on how the surrounding environment used to adapt to flooding. For example, with each spring flood, the Fraser River used to spread fertile silt across the valley floor and rejuvenated the wetlands that supported abundant wildlife. Today, since we have stopped the cycle of flooding, we've also stopped that natural spreading of fresh new silt washed down from the mountains. Is that a problem? Well, we'll just have to wait and see.